Hi guys, hope everybody's safe and well. I want to continue the discussion on triads, and this video will briefly review the three components of the triad, but I want to put them on the fretboard and just give you kind of a crash course on finding these triads that are available to you on the fretboard. Again, a lot of players will learn their chords in first position, sometimes called most common chords, like Hal Leonard book, the Hal Leonard Method Book 1 calls it the most common chords. Some people call them cowboy chords or open chords, open because they use open strings. And we'll get into the capo discussion too, and naming chords that way and changing key that way. But right now we're talking about movable shapes. And oftentimes when I work with an individual guitar player and they express, again, frustration that they're not able to open up their fretboard very well, or are having trouble naming letters or playing chords around the fretboard, this is one of the questions I ask them is, do they know the triads on their guitar? And again, as guitar players, and I did the same thing in my learning, I learned how to play a bar chord, major and minor, which was an amazing thing for me because all of a sudden I could play chords like G and turn it into an F sharp chord or F sharp minor. Now I could read more chord symbols, and I was just moving my bar chord up and down the 6th string or up and down the 5th string. There's a minor chord there, and that's like A and A major, and this one is like E and E minor. I should say this other chord is like A minor and A in first position. We're just moving that entire chord up the fretboard. So when I say to a player, do you know your triads on the guitar, I'm being very specific, and there's not that many. Again, one thing as guitar players we have to start to do is organize our information so we can really start checking off the boxes of, hey, I can do that task, now I can move on to the next task. I think that's one of the biggest problems for guitar players, is to organize the information well enough to go, yes, I've done that task, I understand that phase or part of the guitar, and now I can move on and build on that. Normally we're playing riffs and improvising and trying to, play parts of songs and things, and we may pick up some things along the way. So specifically, I'm talking about the root of a chord, the 3rd of a chord, and the 5th of the chord. I'm talking about a 3-note chord, not adding more tones or doubling any notes at this point. And actually, when you play these open chords that we learn, you're actually playing triads within those chords that are the ones I'm referring to now. So when I, again, am going to take us down this road of playing triads on the guitar, to open the first door, we want to say, or go get our first list, we want to say these are very specific triads, okay? These are triads that are in order. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean the root is the lowest tone in sound. The 3rd is the next highest tone in sound, and the 5th is the next highest tone in sound. And that is what we call a root position chord. The root's in the bass, the 3rd is next, and the 5th is after that in order. And again, this is a way for us to start organizing information. I can play a C triad with the root in the bass, the 3rd in the bass, and the 5th in the bass. So again, we'll get to that where we have a way to play these different shapes and name them. What I want to do is go to the 3rd page of your handout. And again, I'll play them right now in the video too, so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to start just by reviewing the notes in a C chord. C, skip D, E, skip F, and G. C, E, G. Okay, so that's the 3 tones in my chord. So I'm going to go in 3 string sets. 3 notes in the chord, C, E, G. I'm going to go to 3 string sets here with the root in the bass, the third in the middle, and the fifth on top. Again, another reason I really like to bring these home is that I can manipulate these very easily because I know where the root is, I know where the third is, and I know where the fifth is, and I can alter any one of those tones or move those notes around to accommodate any alterations I might want to do later on down the road. So the first one I'm going to do is got the root on the G string. And that's the 5th fret, C, on the G string. The E right underneath it. Also in the 5th fret, these are C and E at the 5th fret on the G and B string. And there's my 5th G. So remember, the guitar is tuned in thirds between the G and B string. So I'm actually playing a third there, and then that's a major third, and then a minor third. So there's my C triad with the root, third, and fifth in the bass. And the beauty of that, again, is I can move that chord anywhere I want on the fretboard. And I've got the name on the G string, no matter what. So if you are familiar with moving bar chords and naming notes on the 6th string, all we're doing now is naming the note that is the letter name of the chord on the 3rd string. I know where the 3rd is too. It's in the middle of the chord. So I can put that E flat in by just dropping the middle tone a half a step. Okay, so again, this is referring to the 3rd page of the handout I sent out to you guys, and those pictures are there. The second picture is based on the 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. So I need to find the 4th string C. There's my D at the 12th fret. Again, so I don't necessarily have to count all the way up if I know where the D octave is. There's my C. There's E on the G string, which is the 9th fret. And there's G, which is the 8th fret. And you might recognize this as part of an F chord. It's actually part of an E chord as well. This C I was playing over here is part of an A chord. A shape, I shouldn't say A chord, A voicing, or a 5th string root voicing, also the octave being on the 3rd string root. So there's 2 roots there I could use to find that chord. And this is the inside of this bigger bar chord. Again, the advantages of this are many, and one being that right away I know where the 3rd of the chord is, and I can flat it, so I'm playing 10th fret, 8th fret, 8th fret, C, E flat, G, C, E, G, C, E flat, G. And the D string is the root, so no matter where I move this, the 4th string in the bass, and I can play any major or minor chord now. F major, F minor, F sharp major, F sharp minor, G, G minor, G sharp or A flat, G sharp minor, A major, A minor. Okay, so right away, I'm up and down around the fretboard being able to play all these chords. And, you know, something I didn't realize myself early on is, as a guitar player, especially if you're playing with other people, you don't need to play a big bar chord. First of all, it's very requires a lot of muscles. It's very strength-oriented and difficult to do. But on top of that, it's overkill. And how clear that 3-note chord is. Then I have other fingers that can actually ornament the chord too. Whoops. which I couldn't do if I was barring this way. And you can see a lot of people will actually bar this way and have their pinky available to alter the chord. I don't want to get too far off the path, but it does allow me a nice, clear, compact chord. It allows me a little more orchestration. And by that, I mean, I might want chords that sound higher up in pitch or lower in pitch. I also can break the chord easily, do arpeggios or broken chords easily. And again, I understand exactly where every note is right from the beginning. As soon as I play that shape, I know where the root is, I know where the third is, and I know where the fifth is. And I don't have to guess. There are only 2 others. So that's it, 4 shapes total. And these 2 others are exactly the same distance and shape on the fretboard. So you remember I played a C chord down here. That's one of the other triads, C, E, G. It's right out of the C chord. And no matter where I move that, now I'm going to play it up a whole step, and I'm going to play 5, 4, and 2. A major third plus a minor third. You'll notice that all of these sound the same too, and you hear players warming up and doing these kinds of things on their orchestral instruments, on their band instruments, and vocalists. Do, mi, so, mi, do. We'll practice those arpeggios. So again, why are we as guitar players not playing those same building blocks on our instrument and knowing where they are on the fretboard and being able to find them on every letter name? It's very important, and it does take you, again, up to the next level of understanding your fretboard and harmony. So C, E, G, and again, that would translate up the fretboard as the root, the third in the middle, and fifth on top. And anywhere I move that chord, the 5th string is going to be the letter name of the chord. If I take that same exact shape and I plug it into the 8th fret, that's where my C is on the 6th string. Now I've got a C on the 8th fret, an E on the 7th fret, and a G on the D string, is what I meant to say. Again, I want to make that minor. I flat the middle tone. What I did there was I took the 3rd out of the chord and went up a half a step to the 4th. I actually created a suspension there. That's root 4, 5, root 3, 5. So again, I can manipulate the chord very easily. I'm not guessing where the root is. I don't have to sit there and spell it out even. If I just grab a fretboard shape, and I learn the shape and that the root, 3rd, and 5th are in order, I can start to manipulate any one of the strings, and I can look at the scale degrees that are around the 3rd or where the minor 3rd is, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, based on where the 5th is. So it's very important. So a quick review. C, E, G, frets are 5, 5, and 3. String set, you'll hear guitarists use that term, string set is 3, 2, and 1. So C, E, G, C, E, flat, G. If I go to the next string set, 4, 3, 2 string set, I'm on 10th fret, 9th fret, 8th fret, 10, 9, 8. C, E, G, C, E, flat, G. If I go to the first position and I use the string set 5, 4, 3, C, E, G, C, E, flat, G. And if I go to the 8th, 7th, and the 5th, frets of the 6-5-4 string set, C, E, G, C, E flat, G. So start to practice those, learn those 4 shapes, and we will take off from there. Have a great day. Bye-bye.